So our manager, Zach, had some contacts, and somehow he swung us this trip to China to play Call of Duty, which is just so bizarre for us as CS players. But we saw the potential to use it as a boot camp, so we went over there. We did our bit with the COD thing, it was fun. When we got there, our sort of handlers picked us up from the airport and they took us around to a few key locations in China, and they showed us the big skyscrapers and Shanghai Tower and some really cool things like that.
Yeah, go.
3, 2. Can you stick together, please?
Yeah, so initial thoughts of this right here is like how big the buildings are. Obviously, it's like this city is like nuts. Like it's like really crazy how big the buildings are. All the lights going on. There's just so much like going on at once, and the light just died. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything like this where I live. Like, it's very different, very big, very bright. It's really cool.
Anyone wants to say something more aggressive?
I really don't have anything aggressive to say.
I don't know.
I got one. We're probably better than you in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, there you go. Say it to the camera.
Say the result will be the same in Counter-Strike.
That's 4 PM for no reason.
Yeah, that's what they want. It's like a UFC. It's like
I got one.
Alright, you guys say it must be. I mean, you
Just
Just after.
bro, I don't want to create enemies.
Captain? UFC something. Just.
I was just gonna say we are probably better than them in Counter-Strike, so we'll probably be better. Bleh. Start again. We are we are better than them at Counter-Strike, so we'll probably be better than them at COD.
Not too much aggressive.
Not too much. Was that too much?
Too much?
Was it?
More aggressive.
More?
You wanted to like
See, I thought that was too much.
You wanted to use like.
I can't go further. I feel bad. I don't know who they are. I don't want to be. That's a bad first impression.
Well, you'll need it.
Good luck. You'll need it.
狠一点，因为另外一个队伍也会跟他们这样。
Me say it.
I don't know. Yeah, you're the leader. You gotta send a message, bro.
Good luck.
More aggressive, you know.
Good luck.
Just experiencing a different culture, a culture that's so very different to ours, was very cool. I enjoyed it a lot. The food was great. Everyone that we interacted with and talked to was always very friendly. So overall, the experience coming from China was great. Yeah, we loved it.
Yes. This is live. I'm like, hello. It's like a mix of all the CODs. So it's like a bit of every COD pretty much, and then like some new things as well that I've never seen. It was interesting, like it didn't feel like COD, but at the same time it did. Like I don't really know if that makes sense, but there was like parts of it that like felt like a different game, but then there's like little nuances that you're like, okay, yeah, this is still a COD game.
Oh mate, it's got claymores.
I don't know what's going on. So yeah, like it feels like they've just taken some new things and some old things and just made like this like hybrid COD where it's like, yeah, it's actually pretty fun though. Like the fact that it's got a lot of new stuff makes it like enjoyable. Like it's not just like the same old shit, which like usually like COD titles are. It's like literally every year they like base it off like the same like style of game. This one they're trying to like make it something new and interesting, which is cool to see. Like they had a bit of freedom with like what they were trying to do.
Steve, pose next to your AWP for me. Go down, like take a scope in, bro. Scope in.
那我现在还得再找，然后要号码了。
Oh god.
他们有，但是国
What
外
is that?
用不了啊。对，你问一下，最好的。
We did our bit with the COD thing, it was fun, whatever, but our main focus there was to get as much boot camping against CS teams as possible. And we did. The scrims were really good. We felt like we learned a lot against their playstyle, and we're trying to, integrate, like, use what we learn over there and adapt and get better from it.
Hey, push! Bit.
We played against Flash, we played against Vici Gaming, and we played against Risky. they're all really good prac. The play style over there is very aggressive, very sort of athletico, in your face type of style. But it was fun to play against. Very aim dependent, not very like they were willing to give up picks. They were willing to go for plays all the time, which some cases made it easier for us. In some cases, they just blew our heads off as well. So it was interesting to play against.
We were like actually like performing well against things that like before we were like bad against. Like we were beating teams that we didn't necessarily think we were going to beat, which was a good feeling. And like teams that were like less on the like in the Asian scene than the teams that we beat, we had like trouble against online. But that's obviously like ping issues and whatnot. But it could have just been them playing better. So I don't want to blame the ping, but it felt like when we played teams that were like better in their scene, and we could actually compete against them, that maybe it was that, or maybe we just, I don't know, something clicked, or because it felt like a lot better when we were actually boot camping than any of like the games we played back home. Yeah, it's kind of felt like that since ESL though. Like we've sort of been like in a slump since then. Yeah.
The best story from the trip is when we thought we lost 3 of our players. And we had a translator that was with us all the time. And he was organising some taxis to get to a photo shoot or something we're doing that night. And he put 3 of the players in a taxi, and he was supposed to get in the taxi as well, or a manager was supposed to get in the taxi with them. But he was having an argument with the taxi driver. The taxi driver didn't know where this place was, and all of a sudden the door closes and the taxi just takes off. And with 3 players inside with no translator, and apparently they didn't know where they were going. And then it took us another about half an hour to find a taxi because no taxi driver knew where this place was, this little alley where we're getting these photos taken.
If you're my players, but look, we'll pull through. There's always more hope in back in ours, more hope back in ours, yeah.
We can always pick up another 3.
Yeah. Always another 3 guys in ours, doesn't matter at all. We've got new players, it doesn't matter. Don't stress.
But we finally got a taxi, we finally got there, and lo and behold, they were just there waiting for us, so it all worked out in the end. But there was a while there we thought, we'll LF3.
Yeah? Are we supposed to do like makeup and shit, bro? Do you want your foundation done? No, it's like, what was the point of... What? I didn't fix my hair.
It would have been more fun if there wasn't so many delays. I feel like that killed me. There was a lot of waiting, which was like really unneeded.
Yeah, the Call of Duty event was really cool. Had a nice stage. The setup was good. The management, it was all well run. It was very interesting to sort of see a game sort of be set up like that, like outside of CS. I don't really follow anything outside of CS, so that was cool. Like the crowd was cool. They were happy to see us there, which was fun. Yeah, all around the Call of Duty thing was pretty good. It was pretty fun.
So we just fuck up for you. We just fuck up. We're like, that's so jam. Start singing.
But the actual event was sick. So like when we started going underway, I thought it was dope. Like really well produced. Like I don't think I've been on like a stage that like lit up and just like it looked really good, and like the production was overall like really good. So like once they actually like got it running, it was sick. But man, like they put in a lot of work. Like the people who set it up were literally like out the back on the lawn like sleeping. Like they were up there like overnight, like just working on it, like trying to get it done in time. So like there's obviously that sort of like level of expectation with them. Like they want to not like embarrass themselves and like live up to like, oh, we can get this done, and like deliver for the like event. So that was cool. And yeah, it showed like they put in a lot of work, and it was like a lot of fun to play in. Yeah.
好，把舞台交给 Lucy。
哇 Congratulations, Survivor Gaming! The team will come to stage，欢迎我们2支海外战队的明星选手来到舞台上。美景现场观众。
The only downside to China would be my body not being used to it. I'm quite sick now, just a flu or something. Like maybe the food got me, I don't know. But that's the only downside. Everything else is great.
China was good. It was an experience. It was very hot, very humid, just like normal like Asian country. Would I go again? Like, I would, but it wouldn't be my top destination to go to. Like, I really enjoyed Malaysia a lot, but it's hard to say because the event I think in Malaysia played a lot into why I enjoyed it so much, being like a CS event and like being something that I like had worked for rather than like the COD event was something I was invited to. So like the whole like dynamic of the events were very, very different. So maybe that makes me enjoy like a place more than like more necessarily because of that, you know. So that it's really hard to say like in comparison like which place I like more, but I'd say like it wouldn't be my top one just off that. But if different circumstances, like in different circumstances, like yeah, I could see myself going back to China. Yeah.
Zach reckons this is nice.
It tastes like great bubblegum.
No.
It does.
Not what I was expecting.
What?